Okay, so I think we're ready to start to bring all the pieces together. So the last video, we did the windows on the secondary hull and on the saucer pylon, and we did the lighting on the outside of the ship. And I think we're ready now to bring everything together. Actually, let me show you guys what it'll look like. So let me take the leads off. And this is going to go, we're going to be able to bring the halves together. So let me see where the other, yeah, here it is. Because remember, we have the lights in this half. This would be the starboard side. It's only the lights on the outside. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hook these up. And I think we're going to end up soldering these leads just to keep them secure. Because once the ship's together, you don't want these coming apart. And we're going to run, I think the way we're going to do it is we're going to run all the wires through. It might be easier to do that. Instead of trying to connect them all into the secondary hull, I think if we bring all of the leads out of the bottom of the ship, it might be a little bit easier. So we're going to put leads coming off of this before we solder them. So let's get the plan back. All right, get the bottom parts. And we had used the blue for the negative and the green for the positive. Okay, so let's get some of the wire out. All right, we got the leads cleaned. All right, what I want to do is we're just going to double check to make sure that we got the, all right. So that would be positive. Okay. And again, positive is the green. All right. Let's see if this is working. It's looking pretty good. All right. What I think I want to do is I think I want to go ahead and I want to solder these inner pieces just to make sure nothing happens to them. See how this wire is just everywhere? So we're going to keep that out of the way so it doesn't get hooked. So let's get the solder gun out. And we need the flux, because that's what's going to actually have the solder stick. So let's see, let's put a little bit on the edge like that. The same thing with the negative. See, we have that done. So what I want to do now is I want to make absolutely sure everything is going to work. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring this in because we want to be able to close up the halves of the ship. And that is going to go down. All right, what we need to do now, of course, we need these. So you can see where the stand is going to go. So I'm wondering if we should use a different stand. And the wires keep separating. It's important for me to be able to prove that they work, just in case. We don't want nothing going wrong. Alright, so the nacelles are going to go in over there. So we have to make a little opening on the bottom for the wires to all come out. Alright. And what we're going to do now is we got to think about running everything. So let's disconnect the wires. These are going to run through that opening we just did. That'll be right there. So let's think about running the pylons through. Let's keep all this separate. All right. The pylons. All right, a little bit of an update. So we glued all the pieces in. We did the primary hull and the nacelles. I also did the middle of the secondary hull, so let's unclamp that. So it had some time to dry. The only thing that I didn't really care for, the piece that goes into the back on the nacelles, to try to get it where it was perfectly fit, it was some maneuvering. And when you click it in, see how good the everything lines up? But when you click it into place, into the bottom, they become off. And when they go down, and they almost are like facing up at an angle. So in order to fix that, what I had to do is I had to actually position this piece right here and then glue it when I thought that they were in the places that I had wanted. So that's why that's a little bit off. But I wanted them straight. So they are straight. So I think what we can do now is we can put the piece on, like for the deflector dish housing and the shuttle bay. Now let's see, the shuttle bay, I just seen the shuttle bay, here it is. Because if you remember, we had painted it and I had wanted the one with the ridges or the closing doors as opposed to the original, the smooth one. So this is going to go into the aft end. Alright, so the way that's going to go in, see they have a little space in there that this is supposed to go into, but let's try to. So it kind of clicks into place. I don't even know if we're going to need the glue. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So let's think about doing the same thing for the deflector dish and the deflector dish housing. Let's see, did I glue this? Nope, I didn't glue this yet. So let's put this in. And remember, this was a snap kit. So this is going to go in through the bottom. Just like that. I'm wondering, because it snaps into place, I'm wondering if we actually need glue. You see the bottom? Because this is pretty secure. I think we will need glue for the deflector dish. We'll do that, but we'll do that a little bit later when we do the final detail work. So hopefully you guys can see how she's starting to look. We got the Bussard collectors the way I want. We have the nacelles. So what I want to do now is we got to do the dreaded test to make sure that everything is going to work with all the wires going through this. So this is always a nerve-wracking time for me anyway. We got to go through and hook up all the wires and make sure everything is going to light up. So I noticed right off the bat that one of the wires had broke. So that's not a good thing because we're running out of wire. So I'm going to have to So that's looking pretty cool. So this video, I wanted to get everything together, and there's a couple of wires that still need to be connected to make everything work, but I just wanted to get everything glued, and in the next video we're going to start to think about the base, probably the base, and then all we got to do is we'll put on the decals and she'll be finished. So my friends, thank you for watching, and until the next video, I'll talk to you soon.